Hello everyone again. Thank you all for joining our webinar. Today we're going to be discussing about our new File Station 6.0 that we're going to it's currently in beta and it's going to be released pretty soon. It introduces a lot of features, also consolidates a lot of features as well. And so my name is Zaval. I'm the product manager with QNAP, and joined with me is Daniel Francis Lyon. He's a technical account manager as well. Welcome, Daniel.
Hello. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about this new File Station 6. I think it makes it just more easy and convenient to find your files, which is one of the most important things you do on your NAS. File Station 6 has a new look, which I like, but what I think is more significant is its integration with like QSearch and also new features and its integration.
All right, so we can get started. All right, so I hope that everybody can see the slides that I have on the screen. If you have any issues, just put it in the chat and I'll take a look at it. All right, so yeah, go ahead.
So right here you can see in new File Station 6, there's those like 4 little squares you can click on, and it links you to some of the apps and features that I think are most related to finding and organizing your files. So HybridMount can mount cloud storage on your NAS, which you could access from File Station. And then Q filing is important for organizing your files, and storage and snapshots is important for saving versions of your files and getting back older versions, even getting back files that you deleted. And now we just have a closer integration where with just a couple clicks, it can bring you to these related apps and features. Also, you might notice that QSearch is here, visible in File Station. So now you can QSearch directly from File Station. So that's a much more advanced search.
Should have been that way from the beginning, guys.
So right here, you can see File Station search is now 2 search options. So you do choose normal search, that's File Station search, and then QSearch is the more advanced search you could do directly from File Station. Since finding files is what you do probably every day constantly, just being able to do it from File Station, it saves significant time as you're typically finding files over and over and over again. So you don't have to open up a separate app. Also, the search feature that doesn't use QSearch is now more advanced than what File Station had before. So you can search by like type of file, location. And so even the File Station search is more advanced, but to go into the QSearch search, you can search not just by file name, but keywords in a file. Even if when you have images, we have an OCR converter you can use, which now allows you to search even text in images. You can search file type, location, size, and for type, you can see a lot of types you can search, like, music, video, photo, document, PDF, email, Microsoft Office documents, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So there's a lot of granular search. You can search by file type and words in the file itself. The other thing that we have that's new is our recents section. I don't know about you, but I use recents all the time, like on my Mac or on Windows. You want to get that file that you're working on this morning, that file you were working on yesterday, later this week. I'm thinking most people here use recents constantly, so I'm really glad that we added recents to File Station. So we have recently uploaded, recently opened, and recently deleted. So I think these are some great new features that we have added to make it more convenient to find your files quickly. So something else that we have done is we have a closer integration with snapshots. Now, the older File Station did have an integration with snapshots. You could search your snapshots from File Station, but we have what I would call a better integration with snapshots. So over here, you can see we just go to the snapshot folder, and then all the share folders that have snapshots enabled show up. You click on that share folder to expand it. Then you see the different snapshot versions, click on the snapshot version, and then you can see your files and folders from that snapshot. And something that's pretty cool here is right from File Station, you have the option to download these files from snapshots. So that means even if you deleted a file, if it's still in your snapshot, you open up that snapshot of the file that you deleted, and you can download files right there. You can access the different versions right there, and now you have the option directly from File Station to restore the folder. You can restore it in place, like to restore like that previous version from the snapshot. Restore folder 2, and that means basically keep the current version how it is, where it is, but if there's an earlier version, you can restore it to a different location, or you can just open up Snapshot Manager. So these are features that you would typically do through storage and snapshots, but now you can do it quicker directly from FileStation. And something else that we have added is a spotlight feature. And this works even with your snapshots, which I was very pleased to see this works even with snapshots. So as you're searching through your files, you can put in a keyword, and now only files with that keyword in the name show up. So right now, if you look at my data folder, I have a whole lot more than just screenshots. But if I type in screenshot in the smart filter, only the files with screenshot of the name show up. So when you have a whole lot of stuff you have to search through, Spotlight helps you find it faster. And I was very pleased that this worked on my snapshot folders, because when you're searching your current files, there's already a lot of files to search through for the files you have now. But when you're searching through snapshots, you're searching every file you used to have from the time of your old snapshots, every version of that you used to have. So there's a lot more to search through when you're searching through your snapshots. So that spotlight feature just makes it a lot easier to find things, because there's a lot to look through when you're trying to find, that older version of the file that you used to have. And so I think the spotlight feature is very helpful. So besides that, you can browse your share links and mount to cloud storage. So you see here my QNAP cloud storage. I can browse my files from my cloud storage, and of course there's other cloud storage you can mount as well, not just my QNAP cloud.
Master gardeners do a bunch of stuff.
And then besides that, we have our share links, and so you can see I have two share links to two different files. But some people use a lot more share links than that. Share links are very convenient. So maybe like if you're a photo editor, or you take wedding photos or whatever, it's pretty convenient to send share links directly to your customers after you're done touching up those photos. Say here's the link so you can grab them. And I also want to mention that the snapshot feature is very convenient as well, because if you touch up photos, there probably is from time to time, maybe you realize you screwed up because you do your photo editing, and maybe you realize, oh wait, I don't like this change I made. Well, you can always grab the earlier version of the photo. Once you grab the earlier version of the photo, either restore it in place, restore it to the new location, then just send a share link, let your customers download it. And some people, even video editors, might send short clips through share links as well. So yeah, browse your share links and also easily see and browse your mounted cloud storage. So now it's time for live demo. And Deval's going to actually show these features in action.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so we do have, so if you guys have any questions, you can always put that in the chat as well as in the Q&A section, and I can get through them as well. But let me get my NAS started first. All right, so I do see that there was one of the questions already available, that how do you install the new the Q file, the file station application, right? So yes, another question is it still in beta? Yes, this is still a beta version. We just wanted to get a webinar out there to ensure that we have some people, or we have at least like a how-to video, or just introducing the feature of this new application that we're going to be releasing pretty soon. But yes, it isn't still in beta version. So first you need to go to the settings, the settings menu on your App Center. So open App Center, open up the settings menu, and click on join the QNAP beta program to gain early access. So once you have enabled this, just look up file station in the search, and then you should see the file station 6.0.0. Now, as soon as you enable this or install this, the file station 5.5.6 or the current version of 5.5.6 will be disabled. You cannot have both of them enabled together, so you need to either use one or the other. But you can always switch back and forth, and actually it does not make much of a difference if you switch back and forth, because again, it does not delete the old version, it just keeps it. So if you want to go back, this is the file station 6.0.0. Now, if you want to go back to the previous version, just click on the file station 5 icon and just scroll through this and then click on apply, and you will be back to 5. So let's do that right now. So this will disable 6.0 and enable 5.5. Now, once the 5.5 is enabled, you cannot use 6.0. Now, if you want to go back to the new version, just click on this FileStation 6 icon and click on Apply and click on Try It Now and click OK. Now, this will enable back the 6.0 version. As Daniel mentioned, the major feature, most recent version, right? So you can now see what you have uploaded, what you have, or we have to enable home function. So if you enable home feature, this is for your, because it's per user, right? So this file station depends upon per user. So because it's your own account that you're going to be accessing, right? So this is where you're going to be uploading. So once you enable this, you will see your most recently uploaded, the most recently opened, and your most recently deleted files and folders here. So now you can, if you want to quickly get access to what you are actually working on, you can just click on that most recent version and you can access that features. The other feature that you have is, as I mentioned before, is everything is now consolidated on FileStation. You can also access this feature on FileStation 5 as well, but this is more consolidated in FileStation 6. So now on the right side, you will see all the folders, plus if you have any external hard drives connected right here, you can see all the external hard drives that you have connected right here. You have so I also mounted this. So now if you click on the 4 dots here, you can actually access the other applications directly from FileStation. So the HybridMount, which is one of our most used application to mount cloud file servers, or if you have another QNAP server or Samba server, another NAS for another company that supports Samba, you can actually mount that. So you can see right here, I have 3 mounts available for this particular demo. One is my Google Drive, which is, I'm not caching that. It's just mounting that so I can access my data quickly. The other I'm accessing is my QNAP account, which is my work email, which is actually mounted as a file cloud gateway, which means that there is a cache space I'm using on my QNAP. So whatever data I'm using, it's actually being downloaded on my QNAP NAS, and it's being cached here. So if I update anything, it'll update that information on the cloud as well. It's more like, so you can now access it not only via FileStation, but you can also access it via Samba or FTP or other file server features as well. But you can, and also I've actually enabled my QNAP cloud storage as well. And then I also mounted another QNAP device. It's through Samba. You can actually now enable another server. So if you have a Samba server, if you have a Windows computer that you can now actually, or a Mac computer that has Samba services enabled, you can actually share that folder and mount it on the QNAP NAS. So right here, I've mounted another Samba share from another QNAP to this particular QNAP. So I can actually access the data from the other Samba server. So if you have a Windows computer that you have a share enabled, you can just mount that Windows server onto this file station, and then you can just quickly access your data from this particular QNAP using FileStation 6. So you can now not only download this, you can actually copy, move around data. You can actually upload, you can actually create a new folder, and then you can actually share this to another. So because remember, this enables, so now you can actually you can actually share directly from your computer. You can actually share your data directly from your Windows computer using the QNAP. So if you want to email something, if you want to actually share this data that you have on your Windows computer from your QNAP, you can actually do that as well. And then you can use my Smart Share feature and actually share this particular data using my QNAP cloud. So you can actually just enable this, and then you can now open that. Let me move this aside. And then now people can actually access your data that is saved on the Windows server directly from the QNAP, directly from your My QNAP cloud services as well. So you can actually quickly do that as well from here as well. The other feature is, as I mentioned, you can do that on your using your any external hard drives you have connected, your Samba services, your OneDrive account. All of these features are now consolidated. As we mentioned, this most of the features will already be enabled in FileStation 5, but this is more consolidated in a single location, so everything is more easier to use and it's all on the left side. The other feature is Snapshot. This is something that is available in the new version where you can actually access. So let's say, for example, if you have any snapshot, this is my public folder that has snapshots enabled. Now, if I delete something right here, let's say if I delete this particular folder and I want to access, so now I need to recover this. So I can just go to the snapshots folder that I need. So I don't need to go ahead and open up Storage Manager and open up the snapshot. I can just go here, go to the last or even the previous version or whatever version you want to recover. I'm just going to go to the last version. So if I see my modified file station, so every 5 minutes it's taking a new snapshot. So if I go back in my last snapshot folder, I go back to my public folder and I can now restore this file back to the original location. It's going to click OK. And it's going to restore that. So you don't need to go to open up, you don't need to go ahead and open up storage and snapshot. You can directly do off of the file station now. So if I go back to my public folder, it should be recovered back again. I have another question. So how will this work with Samba on a computer? Will we see also the OneDrive, the Google Drive, the external? No. So I think the feature got confused. So now, since with HybridMount, you can actually, so let me be clear. So with HybridMount, for this particular demo, I actually mounted a bunch of stuff. So first of all, I've enabled Google Drive, which is just a cloud drive. I enabled OneDrive, which is another account, which is using caching. I also enabled my QNAP Cloud Storage as well, which is our own storage services with, again, no caching. And with Remote Drive, enable a Samba server, which is another QNAP server. But you can think of this as a Windows server as well, or with another company's NAS product that has Samba services enabled, or if you have an Apple computer that has Samba services enabled, you can mount that. So to mount it, let me show you how to mount it. So you click on Create and Mount, and you can click on Create a Remote Service. So now you can, so by default, it will try to look up another QNAP server, but you can actually just enter the IP address of your Windows computer and enter the account username and password. Once you have done that, let me see if I can do that here. Once you click on connect, so this is another QNAP. And then you can just mount a single folder or multiple folders from that particular server, and it will show up here. So if I browse, these are the folder on that computer. So if I mount, like, let's say I think I mounted public folder, but I can mount, let's say, I've actually mounted video editing folder. Let's mount multimedia folder. It can actually also support multimedia playback as well and thumbnail display. So we'll create a thumbnail for that. So if you have a lot of videos, photos on that particular folder, you can actually enable support multimedia playback. So you can use transcoding as well as it'll use thumbnail display as well. And then if it disconnects, you can ask QNAP to automatically try to reconnect it. So click on Create. Now, if I go back to my file station, you can see multimedia uploaded as well. So now the follow-up question is, I understand that, but from your computer, if you mount your NAS through Samba, will it be shown? No, this does not support Samba over Samba. So it only supports Samba over cloud services that you enable File Cloud Gateway. Now, File Cloud Gateway is only supported via cloud services. So right here, it's all the cloud services that will support Samba services. So if you mount your QNAP into, let's say, SMB server, it only supports cloud services. It does not support SMB services from other server. All right, so I hope that clears that question, but yes. So going back to file station. So here you can see all your cloud services your files, your snapshots, and other cloud services that you have mounted on your QNAP NAS as well. And then you can quickly access your data. From here, you can actually share, you can actually copy, rename, delete the data directly from the cloud services. You don't need to access. So it's like a single portal for all the cloud services that you have. I have another question. Can you put on full screen? So I don't know if I can put on full screen here. Let me see. Nope. Don't think I can change the full screen here. Yeah, I tried F11. Changing my command. All right. I think this is more. Sorry, I'm not a Mac guy myself. I'm a Windows guy, so I'm still learning on Mac, actually. So I'm hoping this is better for you. I think so. I think this is the only full screen I can go to. All right, so yeah, going back here. So as I mentioned, so now you can actually just access all your data from the cloud services from a single portal. You don't need to access. So if you have a lot of cloud services that you have enabled, that you access, you can just do that via file station. No longer need to go ahead and open up Google Drive, OneDrive, other services on your computer. Just add them into your QNAP. And you can also copy back and forth as well. If you want to copy all of this data from your computer from your cloud folder into your NAS, you can just copy that directly from here, paste it here, and it will just copy everything from your cloud service directly from your cloud service directly on your NAS as well. If you want to upload something to your cloud, you just copy that. You can copy that, go to your cloud service that you want to upload to, and then paste it, click OK, and there you go. It uploads that folder. You want me to mount it? So yeah, Daniel, I'll actually mount it in about a few minutes. Let me finish a few things here and I'll actually go back to your question, if that's okay with you. All right, so going back here, the other thing you can do is, encrypting data, right? So you can now, if you want to encrypt something on your computer, on your NAS, let's say if you want to send something sensitive to your customer or to anybody else, you want to encrypt that, you can actually go ahead and encrypt that using file station now. So you can go ahead and right click and click on encrypt, enter a password. So just enter a random password and then make sure you remember this, because without this, you cannot access that data. And then you can, so if there's any duplicate data, what it should do. So it will skip it, overwrite it, or rename the duplicate file. Let's say if you decrypt that data and there's duplicate already available for that particular data. And do you want to encrypt and replace the original file? So this will delete the original file, which is not encrypted, and it will replace that with encrypted data. So if I click on yes, so it deletes that. So it was high-tech 2025 1 copy. That was the original file, but it's replaced that with the .qenc, which is now an encrypted version of that particular data. Now, if you have another QNAP NAS, you can just go ahead and go to file station and click on decrypt the file and just enter the password, or you can now share this data across to another NAS user or create a shared link only. Now let's say if I share this particular data using Smart Share, you can also encrypt that particular share link with another password. So it's multi-step authentication. So click on share now. Just copy this particular share. I may have to actually stop the full screen for a few minutes because I need to open up another version. No. So you send this to your friends or family or your coworker or anybody else that you want to share this. They just copy that link, put it on their browser and click on enter. they will be asked for the password for that link first. So now once they enter the password, they will get access to the data, but it's still, remember, it's still encrypted. So they cannot open that because it's encrypted. Now they need to download that data. Once the data is downloaded, you have to go to, so they need to download this particular utility, QNAP decryptor. And we have Windows, Mac, and Ubuntu versions available. I already have the Mac version downloaded and installed. So when I open this, the Mac should be able to open that particular application. It will ask me to enter the password. Once I enter the password, it will ask me where it should put the data. You can it will put the data in user, deval, documents, and QENC decryptor. You can browse it and put it on another location if you wanted to as well. Click on process, and now it should be. So if you have a successful, so if you enter the right password, it will encrypt that data. It will decrypt that data. You can now access that data. So now you can just open that particular file as normal. Wait, what happened? Let me check the original file first. Maybe I actually. Let me try this particular. Maybe that file was. Let me try this again. Sorry about that. So encrypt again. Replace original file. Yes. So. Okay, I think this was the one. I'm just gonna download it here instead of. So I already showed you how to share this, but let's open that file now. So this is the new file. Process. All right, I think the other file had some errors. So now you can see I decrypted that file. I can open that file. So that's how the encryption will work. So you can now quickly encrypt that data directly from your QNAP instead of encrypting the whole shared folder. So you can just quickly encrypt your files from the QNAP NAS itself or using File Station. All right, so the last thing I wanted to show you is that we already have this available on File Station 5 as well. I just want to refresh that. Just if you want to share something, you can share this via the right click and share. You can share this to NAS users. If you want to share this quickly to another user on your QNAP NAS, just share this and click on that user. And you can give them read and write access to that particular folder. Or you can just share this. You can create you can actually create a shared link only. And then you can click on enable and then enable password. And you can also do on-the-fly transcoding for video files. So if you have a lot of video files like MP4 files, you can do on-the-fly transcoding. So when they play back and they're not at a good location with good Wi-Fi or good network connectivity, the QNAP will actually lower the resolution for you so you can play back smoothly as well. Now, for example, so we actually have this, so not a lot of people know about this feature, but we have a lot of users, like especially photo editors, that they want to have their customers upload raw photos that the customers will take. So they can the customers will upload their own data to the QNAP NAS. And then once they receive the data, they can edit that photo for the customers. So you can actually use QNAP File Station to be able to use that and provide a link to the customer so they can upload something of their own. For example, let's say create a new folder called customer 1. Right, so now this folder has no data. Now you want to share this folder so the customer can upload something on that particular folder. Now what I can do is I can create a share link only, and then click on one second. All right, sorry. So I selected multiple folders. So once I click on customer 1 and share this folder, I can click on allow file upload to this folder, enter a password so it's encrypted for the customer, and click on share now. So now if I copy that and provide that to my customer, I can just open up the new session here. Customer enters that link, enter the password that you provided to the customer via email or via text. They should see a blank folder. They can start uploading whatever they wanted to on this particular folder. So you can see right here, it's uploading that data. And once it's uploaded, it should refresh and it will see that the files are uploaded onto the QNAP. Now, if I go back to my QNAP, I go back to the file state, you can see right here, the files are uploaded from the customer directly onto your NAS. So you can now quickly have customers upload their data instead of having them upload to cloud or email them. Remember, these documents can, especially if it's video files or photos or many different documents or different types of files, your email may not be the best way to send for your customers to send you those documents. You can have them create a cloud account. If they have a cloud account, they can use that. But then they will share. Let's say, for example, they use Google Drive. Then they will share this link to you via Google Drive. You need to open that on your computer, download that data, and then put it back to your NAS, right? Why go to that hassle? Just provide a link directly for your customers, and they can just upload this directly on their computer.
Microsoft Teams.
Will this work via reverse proxy or just my QNAP cloud?
If you have a VPN connection, it can work with the local IP of the NAS, and that's actually a great option if you want like higher bandwidth. And reverse proxy, I haven't done that myself, but I as long as you have access to the NAS IP, you can share. Basically, you can do share link with NAS IP. So if they have access to the NAS IP through VPN or reverse proxy, I would expect that to work.
Yeah, so you can actually select which link you wanted to share or all available links, and then QNAP will give you a link for that IP address, and you can share that to your customer as well. All right, so that's how easy it is to share something. Now, if you share something to your customers, let's say you click here, go to share management, and you can, if you want to cancel that particular link, you can just go here and then click on stop sharing. All the links will be immediately canceled. No longer they can access the data. Everything is canceled. So that's how easy it is to copy data back and forth. So that's how FileStation 6.0. Most of the feature, as mentioned, should be available in 5.5, but as I mentioned, it's a newer interface with more easier way to access your data and could be repeated features, but I just want to refresh and go over all the features that FileStation itself has to offer. And then the FileStation 6.0 again gives you it just consolidates everything on the left side, easily access your files, your snapshots, all your cloud services, everything is enabled on the left side. So that's how FileStation 6.0. Now, going back to Daniel's question, let's say if we mount it. Let's say I mount my cloud. Let's say if I mount my my NAS via Samba services. Oh, we first stop full screen. All right, so this is my NAS where all my demos were working right now. So if I mount this as Samba share, SMB protocol, click OK. Now you can see right here. One second. You can see all the folders that I have on my computer. All right, so you can see right here, you can access your cloud services. as well as you can access other SMB services as well via SMB on your computer. You can just go to my OneDrive. You can see all my OneDrive account, all my OneDrive folders, but these are folders that are actually stored on my OneDrive. It's just not on my NAS right now. If I open up something, like if I open up this particular document, the first thing it will do is actually it will open that document. It will download the document from your computer, from your cloud service onto your NAS's cache folder, and then it will open that document from my computer. Now this folder or this particular file will be on my QNAP's cache pool. And then, but again, all of these documents are still stored on my OneDrive account, basically. I hope that answers that question for you. Yeah, I think Christopher has a good point. So yeah, we never recommend sharing your IP address since we have my QNAP Cloud link. That's a more secure way to access all your cloud services now with, or if you want to share something via your QNAP, it's best either you use VPN services or to use my QNAP Cloud link. Never share or never open up any ports. If you're local and then you want to share something on local network, you can use your IP address. But again, they never share that data on your internet, basically. So we never open the ports on your internet cloud services. We have improved our cloud servers across as well. It's more faster now, more secure, and then we have more services. We have more servers, or we have more relay servers as well. So all of that should improve performance over the cloud as well. So always use my QNAP Cloud to share across the internet as well. And with the reverse proxy like NG-INX proxy manager, not sure we have that.
Well, I mean, people who can run as a container. So I mean, on the one hand, you could set up reverse proxy, but that still usually involves some kind of port forwarding. So I think our usual recommendations would be either use QLink or VPN. And then when you have VPN, you can just do the share link with the local IP of the NAS, as long as they have VPN connection. Reverse proxy can be done, and I know some people will run that as a container, but still involves port forwarding. So I think most of the time we would suggest not doing that port forwarding, but it does work.
All right, I think that is it for today's demo. But yes, with VPN, you can't use it with client or customers or public people. So yeah, that is true. But again, that's another secured method to access the data. For file station data, actually, we just recommend using my QNAP Cloud link. That'll be still the faster way to access without having to go through any kind of hassle of setting up VPNs or anything like that to your clients. Now, the customers, if your clients are actually accessing your data quite often, it's best to do VPN for them as well, so they can just quickly set up that one time and then they can just access your data. We also support third-party VPN services like Tailscale, but it just does not support via file station. So you can share data via file station using Tailscale for now, but Tailscale is another method to access or to provide access to your NAS quickly to your customers as well.
I just want to add on Tailscale. If your customers have Tailscale, it's very simple. You add them to your Tailscale network, then you remove them from your Tailscale network. It's very easy if someone's a customer for 6 months, just add them and then remove them.
Yes, it's still in beta, but that should be released very soon. The File Station 6 version should be released very soon as well. Yeah, the QNAP app is always a little bit delayed, even with Plex as well. There is a process we need to follow for once Tailscale submits that we will actually go through a testing on our servers before we upload them to our app center. So there's always a similar delay. It always happens with Plex as well. We are trying to improve that time frame from where the developers submit the application, we test them and put them on our app center, but there will always be some delays as well. Yeah, thank you for the feedback, Daniel. Yeah, but I'll push them again to see if there's a way to upload them faster as well. I think you can download Tailscale directly from their app, right?
A lot of these places have their own QPKG, which should check to see if Tailscale has it. But a lot of times, if the App Center doesn't have the most up-to-date app, you can get the QPKG directly from the manufacturer of that app.
Yeah, and then you can just install them manually. I know Plex because I do use them as well quite a bit. So Plex is always delayed, but if you go to their website, they always have the latest version uploaded on their site, and I just upload them manually right here. I think my Plex always sends me an updated notification for a new version. So, but yeah, that's another. I think I'll check with Tailscale, see if there's a way to upload them manually. All right, so that is it for today. I'll wait for 2 more minutes for any further Q&A if you guys have any questions. If not, thank you all for joining our webinar, and you guys have a great day ahead. Actually, yes, Daniel brought up another point that another feature that FileStation do support is opening up your Office documents directly from your QNAP. So let's say, for example, if you have Office documents that you have on your computer, like for this one, docx file, I can just right click on it, open with, and edit via Office Online. And then the QNAP will open that document directly on my computer, and then you can edit directly off of the QNAP. I can do that on my QNAP cloud, as long as you have an Office account. Do you have a date for final release? Unfortunately, I think it's sometime in early weeks of first or second week of August that we have that should be released on this for this new application. And it also does that for Google Docs as well. You can actually open up Google Docs via QNAP directly via FileStation, and you can access it. And if we install the beta, we will have final release automatically. Yes, so this will be updated via final release directly. Now, FileStation, again, if you notice, what we're trying to do is move everything as kind of an application type on the QNAP. So if you go to App Center, most of our built-in features. So FileStation was actually one of the built-in firmware feature that to update FileStation, you have to update the firmware. Now, what we're trying to do is move most of our components to app-like feature. The reason for that is we can, like, for example, Samba was the last one that actually we did that. Was one of the major services we actually do an application now instead of being a part of the firmware. So now if you want to update Samba, we can just update that particular component rather than updating for the whole firmware. So we don't have to wait for the firmware version. We just update the Samba services via the application. Similarly, FileStation 6.0 will also be similar as well. Now it will be an application type function rather than built-in firmware feature. Now, if you install the firmware, FileStation is still part of that firmware as well. So it's still a major part of the firmware. It's not just an application, but it's now a component in the App Center. So if you just want to update the FileStation now, you can just it will be updated just that particular feature. So you don't have to wait for the firmware. So if you have any, let's say if you found a new feature or if there's any security issues or there's a bug inside FileStation that we found, we just update that particular component rather than updating the whole firmware. This actually helps quite a bit as well, where you don't have to actually, because a lot of people run QNAP 24/7 in their server environments. It's not easy for them to reboot servers quite often. So with this feature, we just update that particular component that only that service will be restarted. You don't need to reboot the whole server. So yes, FileStation, if you install beta, will be updated once we release the final version. Thank you so much, Daniel, for that feedback. Now, if you have any further questions that you guys need to answer or that I missed, you can just email us at usasales@qnap.com. We'll help you answer all the questions you have. And then also, if you have any feedbacks for any services that you wanted to improve on the QNAP, you also want to mention that in that email, and we'll take that into consideration. And then I'll also put down your email, Daniel's and my email address as well. So you can also email us directly if you have any further questions on those or any feedbacks you wanted to mention. All right, so you had that's our email address. We'll also send out a follow-up email with the PowerPoint as well as a recording of this particular webinar. So if you guys missed anything and want to replay some components of the webinar today, just wait for that email. It will be uploaded on our YouTube channel as well on the QNAP College. And then yeah, it will be uploaded to that particular channel, so you can also go there and play back as well. But yes, there will be available. Video will be available. I'm hoping sometime early next week. Thank you so much, Daniel. All right, we'll wait about a minute more. If no further questions, thank you all for joining our webinar, and you guys have a great day and keep stay tuned for the next webinar that should be available sometime end of August. All right, so thank you everyone, and you guys have a great day.